Hi, and welcome to GENO'S Picks, presented as always by the SBRforum.com. These kids love me, and why wouldn't you? Went 3-1 last week with my NCAA picks, and am 13-7, 65% against the spread on the year. So you can't wait to get to the picks. And if you're wondering what grinds my gears, then you're an idiot because you're not following me every Monday. GENO'S Sports Wrap at the SBR Forum. Think of it as a longer grind your gears that brings you up to date on everything going on in the world of sports. And you know what's going on now? March Madness. Let's get to the Sweet 16 picks. My first pick, people, number 3 Marquette is giving 1.5 to the number 7 Florida Gators. Yes, the Florida Gators had the most impressive win of the round of 32, right, people? Who'd they take down? Norfolk State. Exactly, people. Norfolk State's a 15, and while I give those kids credit, even though they were balling on the bench, they're not as good as some of the other teams in the tourney. And sure, Florida beat UVA, but even if you look at both those teams, the Cavaliers and Norfolk State, whatevers they are, they're not the team that Marquette is. Marquette comes from what? The Big East. We've talked about it all year. And with guys like Jay Crowder and Johnson Odom, they're just hard to beat, people. You can look at Florida and be happy for them for getting this far. But Florida, like every Gator this week, looked great last week and is going to be sent packing this week. People, take Marquette, lay the 1.5. My next pick, the Cincinnati Bearcats are getting 8 from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, the Ohio State Buckeyes are studs. We all remember them making Michigan State share the title with them when, Buford hit that huge shot at the end. And yes, they're led by stud center Jared Sullinger. But let's face it, people, what did I just say in the last pick? I love Cincy because they're from what? The Big East. The last year, it will be the Big East. And they have a bunch of great guys on their team like Yancey Gates. Look at that guy. You want to tangle with him? And they have guards like Deion Dixon and Sean Kirkpatrick, and they're going to play well. And I will tell you something, people. Sure, OSU is favored to win. And sure, they have that stud Jared Sullinger. But let's face it, people. Like everyone with the nickname Sully, they like to cut it close at the end and coast. People, does Cincy win this game? Maybe not. Do they lose by 8 or more? Not a chance. Take the Bearcats because they're frightening. I said they're frightening, Joe. Better. My next pick. The Baylor Bears, ranked number 3, are facing the Xavier Musketeers. Yeah, you didn't even know they were called that, did you? And there's more than 3. There's 5, but they're going to need about 3 dozen as they face the Baylor Bears. People, I don't have to tell you about Baylor. They're studs. Even their white kid, what's his name, Brady Hyslip, the dude shoots 49.5% from outside the three-point arc. Every time that ball goes up in the air, flip a coin. If it comes up head, give them 3, people. The last time I saw someone draining that many threes, it wasn't in a basketball game. It was in Neverland Ranch. Yeah, Michael likes to drain the 3-year-olds. People, look, Xavier's a good team, but who have they beaten? Notre Dame in the first round, that's a suspect team, and Lehigh, who's good, but they're not the quality of Team Baylor is, people. Instead of watching this game, why don't you just remember back when the X-Men were in the movies? Because after you watched their first 2 disasters, you weren't surprised the third time you saw them was an absolute bust. The X-Men fall, the Baylor Bears roll. Take Baylor, roll the 6. Which brings me to my double your money, the hell with it. This is the 4th bet. NC State Wolfpack getting 8 against the Kansas Jayhawks. People, the Kansas Jayhawks beat Purdue, and they barely did it. Yes, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, and yes, you know I love the Big 12. But let's talk about NC State, led by kids like C.J. Williams and Lorenzo Brown, who's just a sophomore. They're playing incredible basketball. In fact, do you realize of their 7 games, they've won 6, and that one loss was to North Carolina. Yeah, they're pretty good, right? People, let's face it. NC State is an 11, but if they'd beaten North Carolina, they would have been ranked a lot higher. So when you watch this game, watch Kansas fall, watch NC State, the underdog, win, and watch another time as someone from the Midwest walks away from a court saying, there's no way they were just 11. People, those are GENO'S picks. Take them to the bank.